Hey guys, what's going on? Darren here, and welcome back to my F1 22 My Team Career Mode. As you can see, we're here now at Melbourne for the Australian Grand Prix. It's good to be back down under, and it's the first time we've been back in Melbourne since the 2019 season. And you can see here, we're currently actually just going through the vehicle performance comparison, and as you can see, we are at the bottom. We have now the slowest car in Formula 1, but hopefully we're not going to be the slowest for very long, because as you can see, we have got an engine upgrade, and we've got a front and rear downforce upgrade coming to the car very shortly, but we're not going to get it until after this Grand Prix, so hopefully it's just a one and done with us having the slowest car. If you guys are excited for this content, please do smash the like button down below, drop a comment down below, let me know how you guys are getting on. I read every comment and I do respond to every comment as well. You can see here we're just currently in practice, and this is just me trying to get used to the track. The circuit has changed somewhat. This section is very different from the last time I drove the circuit. This part's the same as before, however, this is the part where you do tend to make the most mistakes, and it's no different, and in practice I did have a bit of a spin. But that was in practice. Now though, it's time for qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix. You can see currently we're down in P19. We've got a lot of work to do to try and get this Pulse Motorsport car out of qualifying one. Will it be possible? I'm not 100% sure. It's been a tricky weekend. It was not as good as Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia was a fantastic weekend, but this weekend, it's definitely been a bit trickier with this car. You can see I go through the first sector. It's all a bit samey here as what we know. That's all the same as what we know, but this section here is where it does start to change really quite drastically. You got that corner there. That turn is so much more opened up now compared to what it used to be. This section, there used to be a giant chicane here. The chicane's gone. It's now a flat out blast all the way up to this ultra fast left-right chicane. This corner, I absolutely adore this chicane. It's very easy to make a mistake, especially with that gravel trap on the outside. But thankfully in qualifying, unlike in practice, we were able to get through it without any issues. This corner's changed very drastically as well. You can see it goes much deeper now than it used to, and it genuinely took me a very long time to get used to that new corner, because I kept braking way too early. I just wasn't used to the fact that the corner's about 50 meters longer than it used to be. But up to the line, where will we qualify? Let's find out.
Hello and welcome from Melbourne, a track modified since we last raced here in Albert Park, and I think with the changes, it's going to be a classic. We go racing today then in the state of Victoria, where the drivers have 14 corners and 3.28 miles to navigate at an average lap speed of around 120 miles per hour. Close proximity of the barriers make accidents inevitable, and recent history shows us that a safety car is not at all out of the question. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Russell, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Bottas, Fernando Alonso, Ocon, Norris, and Kevin Magnussen, Mick Schumacher, Tsunoda, Daniel Ricciardo, and Perez, Vettel, Joe, Alex Albon, and Lance Stroll, Bennett, Latifi, Gasly, and Théo Pourchaire. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. Natalie Pinkham joins me once again in the commentary box. It's fantastic to have you with us today. I'm curious though, how do you think the drivers stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the rundown into turn one, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It'll keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
So you can see we qualified down in P19, Teo Pourchaire at the back of the field as well. It's been a difficult qualifying session. You can see just looking at what we can do for the race. Yeah, we're just going to do the standard stuff. One stop, mediums to hard. It's a fairly consistent strategy, I think, on this game. I was contemplating doing a two-stop during this Grand Prix, doing like a soft, medium, soft, but I just don't think we've got the tyre wear to be able to use the soft tyres. They're not very good, and with us only having one set of mediums for the race, it really does limit what you can do. I do wish Codemasters in an update will update the game so that you can run two sets of medium tyres, because I think that'll just change the strategy so much, because then you can do soft, medium, medium. But anyway, now it's time for the Australian Grand Prix. It's lights out and into turn one we go, and you can see there, we slightly cut the corner, but Nicholas Latifi runs into the side of us on the exit, and we've suffered some floor damage at the beginning of this Grand Prix, and into turn three we're able to just dive down the inside of multiple cars. Somehow didn't collide with Latifi, but yeah, we've got past Latifi now. We're up to P19, so back to where we started, but Pierre Gasly's trying to find a way around the outside, but we're having none of that. We'll get past Gasly, so P19 is where we qualified. We've not gained any spots, but thankfully we haven't lost any spots.
Okay, the underbody's taken some damage. You might start to notice it soon. Tyre conditions still looking good.
But yeah, as Mark Priestley has just said, we have got some floor damage, and that's going to affect the car quite a lot. Well, thankfully it's not that much damage, but it is enough to affect the car. So we're going to have a little bit less downforce, and with these ground effect cars, you need all the downforce that you can. You need all the underfloor body working as perfectly as possible, and well, we haven't got that. So we're going to be struggling on with a bit less performance, and hopefully it doesn't affect us too badly. Just looking at this right now, as you can see, Lance Stroll in P17 electing to start on the soft compound tyres. I thought that was quite interesting. I don't really think I've seen the AI do that yet so far this season, choose to go on the softer compound tyres, so that's very interesting. Let's see how that does play out for Lance Stroll as we end lap 1 and start lap 2. You can see there Perez makes a mistake into turn 1, and he's coming under threat now from Lance Stroll. Is Stroll going to be able to find a way past the Red Bull there of Sergio Perez? No, Perez actually finds a way past Tsunoda as we go down the inside past Zhou Guanyu, and up now into P18 as Albon now loses a place to Sergio Perez. That Red Bull is an absolute rocket ship in a straight line. Perez are able to get past Albon as Albon now runs deep. Albon runs deep and loses a place there to Yuki Tsunoda and also Lance Stroll. So Albon there with that one mistake loses 2 places, and now Albon is coming under threat from us in the Pulse Motorsport. Can we look for a move around the outside? No, we're going to switch it to the inside. It's the inside line for the chicane. Can we get past Albon? Yes, we can. What a move there to get past Alex Albon, and up now into P17 as we go now to the end of lap 3, and you can see here we're trying to chase down Lance Stroll and Yuki Tsunoda, but it looks like Stroll is just starting to get away from us just a little bit, as we're also starting to just get away from Alex Albon, thankfully. So we've managed to break Albon just about. We've certainly broke Zhou Guanyu. But now we're on the hunt for Lance Stroll. But it does look like we're going to be struggling, I think, to catch Lance Stroll on those soft compound tyres. It looks like he might have a bit of an edge. We've gone out to lap 7. We've got a 1.2 gap to Stroll. And, to Albon. And you can see the yellow flags are coming out now. And why are the flags out? It's because Lance Stroll there has pulled over to the side of the track, and Lance Stroll is out of the Australian Grand Prix. So that's one position for us. It puts us up to P16. But there's no safety car, which is a little bit disappointing. I would have liked to have seen a safety car, but sadly we didn't get one of those. We've got to lap 9 now. You can see we managed to close the gap to Tsunoda, but it looks like we closed the gap to Tsunoda because of Sebastian Vettel. And you can see that Vettel is also on the soft compound tyres. So both Aston Martins started this race on the soft compound tyres, which is very interesting. That's the first time we've really seen a team do an alternate strategy. And we'll see how that goes for them later on in the race. I think he's gone onto the hard tyres now. So, yeah, I'll be interested to see if it really benefits him. I don't think it will, to be honest. But we're going out to the end of lap 13, start to lap 14. you can see a lot of drivers now diving into the pits for their hard compound tyres. We decided we're going to do the overcut. After Saudi Arabia, I really did find that staying out that extra lap really does help you, the driver, because the warm-up process for these tyres is just, it's so long and so difficult, I find, on this game this year, that it really is worth trying to do the overcut if possible. And hopefully when we've got some tyre wear upgrades on the car, we'll be able to look at doing things like soft to medium, or even like soft to hard or something, but having the soft go quite a long way into the race, because this medium to hard stint, I just don't like it. I don't think it's very good. And that's why I was saying earlier in the race, I would love for Codemasters to update the game so that we can actually have 2 sets of medium tyres for the race. Because I'd love to do soft, medium, medium. Or, you know, you could then switch it up, you know, maybe do medium hard, but then you can also do soft, medium, medium. And I think that'll add an extra sense of strategy to the race. And I got to say, strategy is one thing that is kind of missing from these 50% races. I maybe need to do some 100% races to see if there is a little bit more strategy. But yeah, in the 50% races, it does feel like strategy is missing a little bit. But you can see now, at the end of lap 14, we dive into the pits. And we're going to go, of course, from the mediums onto the hard compound tyres. So let's see how this goes. It's a good stop, which is nice. Teo Porchere's coming in, a 2.6 second stop then by the boys at Pulse Motorsport. I will take that. I will absolutely take that. That is a decent stop. And where are we going to come out? It looks like we're going to come out in P15. Yeah, so we're out in P15 there. And quite frankly, that was it for the race. But not only was that for the race, the recording actually stopped again after that. I don't know why. I really need to sort it out. But yeah, we had recording issues once again, which I can only apologize for. But you can see that's why we've now gone to the highlights, because post-race went to the highlights. I'm so sorry, guys, that this just keeps happening. But the only thing that happened, really, is Alex Albon overtook me. That's the only thing that happened. You can see there, Charles Leclerc wins from Verstappen 2nd, Sainz 3rd, Russell 4th, and Hamilton finished the race in 5th place. So I recorded this afterwards, so sadly, you've missed all the stuff. We've missed the podium. We've missed the fact that actually we've reached Team Acclaim level 5, which means we've been able to get a secondary sponsor, and you can see we've gone for Salve. So that's a weekly bonus of 86.5k, which is going to be very nice for this team. It's much appreciated. It is exactly what we need, and there you can see it on the side of the monocoque. Welcome to the team, Salve. So now we're just going through the wear on the components gear. 57% on gearbox, 6% control electronics, 37% turbocharger, 17% for the MGU-H, 44% for the MGU-H, 20% for the MGU-K, and the ICE is on 29%. And in the Drivers' Championship, after Charles Leclerc wins the race, he's got a 10 points gap now from Max Verstappen in 2nd, Carlos Sainz is 3rd, Sergio Perez and George Russell tied for 4th with Hamilton in 6th place. In the Constructors, Ferrari leads the Constructors from Red Bull Racing with Mercedes in 3rd. I'm sorry it was a bit of a short episode, guys, but thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, and that is going to be the first sprint weekend of the season. I hope you guys are excited for that video, because I certainly am. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye.